So welcome. I know we had a little bit of issue with our stream, so we're continuing our part 2 here. And very glad that you're here. Does help to have the microphone turned on now, doesn't it? Very glad you're here. Like I said, welcome. Happy to answer any questions you had. Just kind of going to continue our talk about, now we're talking about identifying our birds. In our first part of our video, now we're part 2. Usually with this class, we're inside and then we go outside. But of course, we can't do that because we're not at the library and stuff. And of course, we're all kind of staying home and staying safe and everything. So we're going to do a virtual checking out birds in the backyard. So I've got some neat pictures to show and also some videos too. So let's go ahead. So here's some pictures that a family member took of the yard. And also we actually have our house finch right here that we identified a little bit earlier with our red on top of the head there. And our little chickadee. There's my little chickadee. There's very happy and everything. So there he is right there. And let's talk about some of our other birds. So this is one that we may see a lot. And remember, it's kind of talking about the part that I said earlier about the blue jays being large. So here's one blue jay. Now these pictures on this slide, I didn't take these pictures. It was a family member. But here's the big blue jay that was there. And blue jays can actually do a very loud call to kind of even sound a bit like a hawk to kind of scare the other birds away from the food. So here's a group of them that showed up at that bird feeder one day, and then a loud noise, and then a whole bunch of them. Now, and I'm sorry it's a little blurry, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blue jays all at one time. An absolute big group of them, of course, flying in. It was actually pretty amazing. Now, I've got a little video I'm going to show about our bird watching. Hold on. Now, it says this is actually a video I found on YouTube, and it has the same name. It's called Georgia Bird Watching, August 2015. So here we are. We have kind of our normal backyard, bird feeder. And they're all having a really good time out there, aren't they? One good thing is to have a source of water nearby so they can drink a little bit. Now, this isn't a very long video, and all of a sudden they'll hear a noise and they all fly away. But when a bird wants to eat something, it of course wants to drink something and maybe take a little bath. Now, for myself, I have a little bit of a creek near my bird feeder, and I have some pictures I'm going to show you too. And even the squirrel kind of ran off. And some folks actually, believe it or not, will feed the squirrel to kind of keep them away. And there's even some things that are like a little bit of a table. So let's talk about that. So let's talk about feeding our birds in our backyard. Bird feeding fundamentals, okay? When feeding wild birds, there are 4 keys to success, okay? 4 big keys to success. Number 1, food. Provide different types of food to attract more variety of birds. Okay. Sunflower is a great seed that many species love. Now, I was actually having a big mixture, and I wasn't having much success with it. And I actually heard that the main birds I wanted to get, and I'll talk about that in the next slide, liked the black oil sunflower seeds. So that's basically what I do right now. The big one is to keep the feeders full so birds will continue to visit. If they come and hang out and all of a sudden there's no food there, they may try to find food elsewhere, and they may not come back and visit your bird feeder. Okay. So let's talk about feeders. Okay. Provide a variety of feeders to attract the greatest variety of birds. Use hoppers and tube feeders for sunflower and mixes. Okay, so that's kind of like ones like this. This is basically the same one that I have. The idea is if a squirrel did get on it, it kind of would slide down, is the idea. I had squirrels on it, it didn't move, even though I adjusted it to the lightest setting that they had. One thing is I really wanted to track was cardinals, and cardinals don't really like these perches. They're kind of a little too small. So I was having an issue with squirrels. So I basically have a setup like this with the pole in the middle. Now, one good thing is to have it, of course, we talked about water and everything. A good place is to have it near shrubs or something. Something that a squirrel couldn't climb on and then jump on your bird feeder, okay? But it could still be in the general area, fly in, eat, fly back out, maybe 2, 3 feet, 5 feet, so they can be hidden again. So they do like it to be covered a little bit, of course shaded, but you don't want it so that the squirrels can jump onto your bird feeder too easily. Now, what did I do? Well, some people will grease up the pole and all kinds of stuff. You'll hear that. Also, I've heard the old pie plate works well. This is something that I bought at Lowe's. It was like $14, $15, something like that. It's a bezel, and it actually has a clamp here on the bottom, and this part is kind of a heavy metal, and it actually does move. So if a squirrel, and I've seen them, the first week I had it, every once in a while I'd hear a loud bing noise, bing, with this, and they would try to climb up the pole, because that's what they were doing the first few days without this. They'd try to climb up the pole, and then sometimes they'd get here and hit this and try to push on it, and it would move and it would scare them. Now, squirrels, you're not stopping a squirrel, you're just slowing the squirrel down. So I still feel like I've slowed the squirrel down enough that he's not getting to my bird feeder anymore. But trust me, squirrels eventually, if they're not being fed enough, they'll actually get really creative. Sometimes they'll still climb up the pole here and then freeze because they can't see the bird feeder anymore because they'll be here, and they kind of slide back down the pole again. Okay, remember, this is not something they can jump on because it moves. It's completely connected around the pole there. So that's worked for me. That's what I recommend right now. Now with the bird feeders, here's kind of the house version of that. Location near shrubs. Make sure it's in a good protected area. They don't want anything predatory flying over or anything like that while they're eating. And they mostly just want to grab some food and go back, grab some food and go back, just like you kind of want, food near your house, okay? So, believe it or not, some people will actually feed a squirrel. This is actually a squirrel feeder that looks like a picnic table, so it makes the squirrel look like he's sitting at a picnic table and eating, okay? My squirrels get plenty of food because the birds will eat and then drop the pieces on the ground, and they kind of go through them. And so far, that's been pretty a good connection there. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's talk about getting bird seeds. Now, like I said, and this picture is actually from the Wagners.com website. They actually have a big chart about what birds they feed, what food will feed what certain birds. And we have here kind of a chart, and I basically wanted to get all the different kinds that are listed up here, and I'm getting the blue jays finally. I haven't seen them much, but I am getting them now, and they're actually kind of the larger of the birds here. Cardinals is what I mostly wanted. I get about two pairings of a male and a female, and they come in. It's really neat. And there's even one red cardinal, which is the male, that'll actually hang. I've got some pictures that actually will hang out near the window for a few seconds and then fly off. So they're actually kind of getting around. Chickadees, doves in there. Not really getting goldfinches or the gross beak here. This, I think I'm getting this. Definitely getting house finches. And the titmouse one's very easy to spot because of the little plumage on the head. And I am getting some woodpeckers. So I really wanted some food that kind of filled everybody. So the black oil sunflower seeds, is what's kind of working for me right now, of course, here in Georgia. And I'm actually seeing less birds. And I'm not really sure if that's because they're migrating or maybe they did find a different source of something else. But it's probably because our summers have been a little hot. So who knows, they may have moved a little bit. So we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to research some of that. So be ready with your camera when traveling. Okay, that's a really great idea. So let me show you some of the videos that I've captured. And this is actually a cardinal. This was actually on Tybee Island. Captured this just kind of with my cell phone. And we actually have one where I saw a grackle just sitting on a post and he was just a yelling. So just keeping an eye out. You will see birds. Let me show you some of my other pictures. And then I've got 3 other videos I want to show. And we'll just kind of finish up, see if anyone has any questions. So I didn't take these pictures. These pictures were actually taken by a family member of mine. And they're absolutely beautiful. And we actually took them on, I'm trying to remember, it was near Tybee Island. And it was one of the resource centers, discovery centers, and they have a ton of bird feeders, and they keep them pretty well stocked. So beautiful pictures of a cardinal there, male cardinal. And can you guess what bird that is? That's our female cardinal. Okay. Okay, now let me show you my video. This is a video off of YouTube. It's bird watching. And what I really like about this video, and again, you can find this video, just kind of search. It's on Jekyll Island. And it actually includes the title of most of the birds, the name of most of the birds too. go. Okay, so let's look at some other videos here. Oh, let me close that. Okay, there we go. So I've got 2 left here. Miss Chickadee's got a worm. He sure does. So these are video from my yard. Here's my little cardinal right there eating a worm. Right out of the ground. You can see right there. In my last video, and then we're going to finish up class here. This is actually where woke up, found a thrasher having a discussion with the snake that was in the yard. As you see, thrasher's not having it at all. And he's trying to look as big as he can to try to get that snake out of the yard. Look, he even bites on him. And he gets that snake out of the yard, doesn't he? You get out of here. You get out of here. We don't want you around here. Get out of here. We actually use this video in our video editing class. Well, there you go. Okay. So, thank you for hanging in with me. Sorry about the video cutting off. But it also means that we'll have a new video here, and it'll be titled Birds in the Backyard, and very kind of a short video. Okay. So, please come join me for this afternoon. Also doing a class this afternoon on internet buying and selling using eBay and Facebook Marketplace as well. Here's kind of a schedule of our full month of classes. Class this afternoon will do us up for this week, and then next week we're going to be doing Windows 10 Introduction, Flash Drive Basics, Internet Browsers, Basics, Add-ons, Google Search, and Internet Safety Basics. And then we'll be doing Internet Shopping and Digital Couponing, and Introduction to Raspberry Pi Computing and Project Ideas. And I'll have a new project I'm going to be working on. And we might be doing some live project demonstrations, and I can kind of pre-post some of those materials so you can kind of follow along if you wanted to at home. Okay. Then we'll be doing internet security and the video creating basics video again. It's kind of like Windows Movie Maker is back because Microsoft has a Photos app on Windows 10 that's free, and it has a pretty good, I'd say really good. It's a really good video editor just for kind of basic stuff, and it has 3D animation and all kinds of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. Now, a little side note, our libraries are open with limited services and hours. Curbside holds pickup is available. You can go to gchrl.org for details, or call into the libraries Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and to subscribe to our YouTube channel for updates, and like this video and other videos that our librarians post to, like Storytime and Creator. If you're searching for our YouTube channel, easiest way to find it is GCHRL Videos, and it'll pop right up. Okay. Well, I hope to see you in this afternoon's class about selling on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. During this time, we can stay safe and sell and buy on Facebook Marketplace. They kind of call it porch side pickups and stuff. And glad that you are here with me today. And I will see everybody again. Stay safe. Have a great Thursday. Bye bye.